Hey everyone, welcome to I Speak Organized. Today's video is all about website basics for your professional organizing business. If you're just getting started and you want to be legit, you know that it is time to get a proper website. Now, you definitely can start your business without a website, just using social media and contact information, but having your own website opens up a whole host of doors for your business to get clients in the door and get the right type of clients that you want to work with. If you're intimidated by the idea of setting up your own website or intimidated by the idea of spending a ton of money hiring a web developer and designer, then this video is for you. I'm going to take you through a crash course in creating a great website for your business, so stick around and let's get into it. My name is Melanie and I'm your professional organizer and productivity consultant. What does that even mean? Hey everybody, welcome back. Before we get into it, I need to introduce myself for those of you who are new here. My name is Melanie and I am your professional organizer and productivity-based life coach. I help hardworking families and professionals find form in their space and purpose for every phase of life. So, what if you could finally start your dream business and do what you love on your own terms? I'm willing to bet that that's probably why you're here. I offer low-cost pro organizing consultations and strategy sessions geared towards your specific goals to help you bust through those roadblocks that are preventing you from making this dream your reality. It's also just nice to have someone in your corner who's been where you are right now to help answer questions and get you moving forward. And you're nodding your head at me like, yes, I want to do this, then this is a message that you might need to hear. You have to start thinking like an entrepreneur, and entrepreneurs invest in their success. If you are truly serious about starting this business and you want to commit and put some accountability behind it, then I strongly encourage you to book a consultation call with me. All of my consults get exclusive access to my Pro Organizer Forms pack, which has all of the forms you need to collect the correct information from clients, get your business up and running quickly so that you can start taking paying customers right away. By the time you confidently book your first paying client, that consultation will have paid for itself. That being said, I do host a whole bunch of free content on this YouTube channel because I'm trying to build a community here and be a quality resource for people when they're serious about starting their business. And I firmly believe that all ships rise when we work together for each other's success. So be sure to subscribe to this channel if you're interested in starting your own pro organizing business. There's plenty of content here for you. Don't be afraid to ask me quick questions as long as it doesn't take an entire video to explain it. I'm happy to give you guys answers and provide any advice that you need. We're going to be covering a whole lot of things in this video, and I don't have time to go through everything in super detail, but I want to give you guys a good base level to get your website up and functional. Make sure you have something to take notes with, get comfortable, get yourself a cozy beverage, and you can also save this video to watch later if you need to come back and refer to any of the information in the future. All right, let's get into it and start talking about the very first basics you want to consider when you're setting up your website. The first thing that I would suggest is to choose your business name, and you want to go about this very carefully. Picture spending all of this time setting up your website. You have found the perfect name for your brand and your social media, only to find out that the name is taken by another business or it's trademarked by a company and you can't legally use it. You want to spend a little bit of time doing research on Google, on social media, to make sure that your name is available. Check with the USPTO, which is the Patent and Trade Office, to make sure the name is not trademarked by a company, and then check with your state's registered business database to see if the name is available. You want to have a unique brand and a unique name that represents you. You don't want it to be too closely related to somebody else's business, because that business is most likely already established. They rank on Google, they have a social media following, and if you choose a name that is too closely related, you're going to be sending business to your competitor and not to you, which we don't want. So make sure that you do your research ahead of time and pick a business name that is unique to you. Once that's out of the way, you want to get get your domain. So I use a Google domain. It's very simple and easy. Everybody uses Google, and it's roughly 12 to 13 bucks to secure your domain name. And then grab all your social handles. Make sure that you have it consistent between your website and all of the platforms where you're going to be promoting your business. Hey fam, so we are at the homepage of ispeakorganized.com on my website. And we're going to talk a little bit about how to optimize the user experience and the sort of basics of what should be on the homepage of your website. And so when somebody types in ispeakorganized.com, they will see this snapshot that we're looking at right here. And this is what some people refer to as the hero's image or the hero's banner, or what is above the fold. So that basically just means what the user sees before they start to scroll your website. And we're going to play a little game real quick because it's important to know what should be in this snapshot to help bust any objections and get the person who is your prospective client to want to scroll or click a link. So if you get the answer to this question right, be sure to comment down below and let me know that you nailed it. Okay, so how long do you think the average user spends on a website? No cheating, no looking it up. Think about it for a second. Get the number in your head. How long do you think? Okay, want to know the answer? 45 seconds. So you have less than a minute to not just capture the attention, but also get them interested enough to click on something, and also be very clear and upfront about what it is that they're looking at. Here's the basics of what you want to have happen here. You want to make sure that they know without a shadow of a doubt what it is that they're looking at, like what kind of company it is. So you can see I have my logo right here. My business name has organized in it, so you can tell right away that it has something to do with being organized. And then I have my little slogan here, which is organizing with form and purpose. So it is very clear right from the get-go that this website is about organizing. And the next really important thing that you want to have here is your call to action. So I have a button right here above the fold that is to book a free consultation so that I can get these people on my schedule and start to book out paying clients. I have a couple extra things. I always have a banner up at the top here that displays any sort of promotions I happen to be running seasonally. I also have a little iSpeak referrals link right there. I have a referral program, so I like to make that really easy for people. And then I also have all of my social icons here so people can connect with me on social media really easily. So now you have captured the attention of your potential client, and they're going to start scrolling. They want more information, and so you're going to give it to them. And so if you're scrolling my website, I have a little update section just because I am not really taking new clients right now, and so this is just a way that you can work with me. So you can put a little update section, whatever you want here. But here's the really important part. So basically you are explaining to your client the features and benefits of working with you, and you're providing the transformation for them. And these are really, really important things to have. And the transformation is the most important aspect of the homepage. You want to allow your potential client to see what life will be like after they hire you. What can you offer them? Why should they care, right? And so I sort of bold those statements here so that they know exactly what it is that I am offering them. It's best to be clear rather than clever here so that there's no questions. You don't want to confuse your potential client. So if you have a client who is a skimmer, they see those words pop off the page and they know that by working with iSpeak Organized, I am going to provide them with chaos banishment, calm and control, and a sense of style. And then I kind of just list my featured services. I'm just going to kind of scroll through because honestly, a lot of this isn't super necessary to have on your homepage. It might even be better to just cut it here and keep it very simple and then have links to all of these things. But in case you get somebody who's a scroller, I put the featured services here, so the things that I consider myself to specialize in. And then I have the full list of services that they can click on these little X's, and it will have a drop-down menu there that shows everything that I offer. And then I have a video that maybe some of you have seen, which is kind of the video of how I became a professional organizer. And so they can kind of see my story there. And then I have a little rotating carousel of some of the testimonials from clients. So if you get a scroller, all of this information again is just available to them. And then I have some tiles set up here with my Instagram page. And so that's one of the really cool features about Squarespace, is that they integrate really easily with a lot of your social channels. And so you're able to connect them directly to your website so people can kind of keep up with you socially. That's kind of what my homepage looks like. It's not a super scroller, but it does have a pretty decent amount of information attached to it. You can subscribe to this channel at any time by tapping the little subscribe button down in the corner. I would love to have you become a member of the Speaker Fam. Make sure to hit that like button and tap the little notification bell so that you never miss another opportunity to learn something new about starting your organizing business. Okay, another important aspect of your website is having consistent branding, and specifically colors. And so when you're developing a color palette, my advice is to just keep it very simple and make it easy to read. Again, the phrase is always clear over clever. And so you want to pick a background and a font that is super easy and very clear to read, so there's no confusion for your clients here. And I went ahead, the other thing I would say is just don't overthink this. And so what I did initially was just choose a preset color palette from Squarespace. You can do the same thing through Canva. I'll show you how that works in a second. I would highly suggest that if you are building your own brand kit, you know what your hex color codes are and just have them saved somewhere, a Google Doc or a folder on your computer, or write them down in a notebook, so that you can keep it consistent throughout. Okay, we're in Canva. I'm gonna take you through this quickly. I do have a pro account, but I believe that you have access to this on the free version as well. So I'm gonna move my face out of the way so you can see the link that we need to get to. You're gonna come down to Tools and choose Brand Kit. And this is where you can sort of play around with different color combinations and coming up with your own brand color palette. And just scroll down to the very bottom where it says Add and Discover Palettes. And then you can type in your favorite color, you can type in a category. They have examples here like blue or pastel. So if we were to, let's say your favorite color is a light purple, so we can go with lilac. And this comes up with a bunch of different options for the lilac color if you want to build your palette that way. Now, if you hover over a color, it'll come up with the hex code here. And that's what I was saying earlier, to suggest that you keep a copy of the hex codes that you're using for your brand color so that you can maintain the consistency. Okay, now let's walk through some of the links on my homepage here, because I feel like these are the ones that are more important as far as setting up the basics of your website. Now, this is all just based on my personal experience, what has worked well for my business. And so if there's anything that doesn't really vibe with you, or you feel like you might want to do it differently, that's totally fine. This is just a good opportunity for you to get inspired and get your wheels turning and figure out what might work well for you. So let's talk about the About link. I have a drop-down menu that appears, and this is an opportunity to introduce yourself as a person to your potential client. And this is important because you as a professional organizer are going to be offering very similar services to somebody in your area, a competitor. This is a good opportunity for the client to see you as a person and see if you guys are a good personality match. And it's really as simple as that. So if you have a specific type of client that you're trying to attract, you can use language to describe yourself in a way that makes you relatable to your ideal client. And so the first sentence here is, I am proof not only to myself, but to my clients and future clients that you can become more organized, more productive, and more in control. And this shows that I've been where the client is right now, and I relate to them. I'm not going to judge them. Again, I'm trying to bust an objection. And then, just include information about how you started your business and keep it about organizing. This isn't an opportunity for you to talk a whole bunch about yourself. It's really to talk about yourself in a way that relates to your potential client. And then I also include testimonials, and this is a way to establish social proof. And if you think about it from the perspective of you as a buyer, one of the first things that you probably do is go to Google a business and check out whether or not they have 5 stars or 4.5 stars, and make sure that this is a reputable business. And so testimonials are super important. I talk about how to get testimonials in my How I Started My Organizing Business. I'll make sure to link to that video in the description so you can check it out. It's a very easy thing to do to get testimonials from your friends and family. And then of course there's also the portfolio. It's proof again that you have the skills necessary to perform the job. And so I always make sure to get before and after photos. Now, for me personally, I only post after photos on my website. There are plenty of people that post before and afters. I just like to show the finished product because, again, I am trying to sell the transformation to my client, not show them what they already know they have as a cluttered space. I do include before photos on my social media in the highlight bubbles on my Instagram, so you can go to my Instagram at I Speak Organized to check that out so that people can have that swipe therapy and see the transformation from start to finish. Okay, let's talk a little bit about pricing. And we could do an entire course on this, not just a video. It's a hotly debated topic, and I'll tell you some reasons to put your pricing on your website. I'll tell you some reasons not to put it on your website. You can decide whatever works for you. I'll explain to you why I have my pricing listed on my website. Okay, so I provide my pricing upfront because one of the things that I want to do for my clients, I want to establish myself as a very transparent business owner. I don't want there to ever be any guessing as to what you're going to get and how much it's going to cost. I do work with families who might be on a budget. I work with individuals and entrepreneurs. I'm not always working with big companies that are going to have a large budget for an organizing project. And so I want to be able to work with those people. I also want people to know what they're getting up front so that I'm weeding out customers who would potentially nickel and dime me, not be able to afford my services, would be asking me for discounts. I want to weed those people out right away. I don't want to have to waste my time talking to them on the phone and putting myself in a scarcity mindset where I'm entertaining the idea of working for clients who undervalue my business worth, right? So those are some reasons why I put pricing on my website. Now, the argument that I've heard for not putting pricing on your website is really, it comes from people who are luxury organizers. They offer more expensive services. They include large packages with product that's going to be installed, and it's geared towards a very specific type of client. And those clients don't care how much something costs. They're paying for the experience, they're paying for the value, and they want that experience to be very high end. And so the price tag really isn't an issue. And sometimes if there is a price attached to the website from the get-go, it allows them to see they offer discounts. Those types of people don't want discounted services. They want the high-end experience. That is a reason why you might not want to put your price on your website if you're looking for those types of clients. But with that being said, even if you go to buy an iPhone and you go to Apple's website, you're going to see how much the phone costs right up front. So there are plenty of large companies with plenty of money that post their prices and are very transparent about it up front. So it's really just kind of up to you. That's my personal take on it. Okay, next really important thing that I think you should have on your website is a way for people to contact you. And you want to make it super easy for people to get in touch with you. So I have my contact link in my resource link in my header of the website, and it opens to a very simple page that invites people to ask questions or ask for advice and just generally connect with me and get in contact. and I have my general business hours listed and the address of my office. And then I have a collection form. And my collection form is integrated from ActiveCampaign, which is a customer relationship management software. Don't really have to worry about that unless you're trying to build your email list and you're already relatively familiar with how that process works. Then I would suggest hooking this up to your CRM so that you can start collecting people's emails and you can get in touch with them and categorize your clients and customers a little bit more easily. One thing that I really recommend is having a how did you find out about me so that you can track where your business is coming from. And if you get a lot of business through Instagram or YouTube like I do, it's nice to know that so that I can put out more content there so that people are able to connect with me via the channels that I'm getting the most traffic. And then, that's pretty much it. I also have my social links available again so people can get in touch with me on social media pretty easily. And then I also have a little slideshow of what is currently up on my Instagram page, again, so that if, think about it from the perspective of somebody who just popped over to your website, you can't assume that they have necessarily looked at all the rest of the stuff that we've talked about. Maybe they just go straight to the contact link. And this is just a quick and easy way for you to include a portfolio of sorts so that they can see what you're all about. Okay, let's talk about the FAQ page. I personally feel that this is an important one to include in your header links purely for your sake. And this is because there are going to be potential clients coming to your website that are going to have all kinds of reservations about hiring you, and you want to bust those objections right away. And this is going to save you time having to have them contact you, get in touch with them, answer those questions yourself. This kind of does all that work for you. So I feel that it's worth the extra effort to put this up on your website from the beginning. And I definitely went way overboard with this. I actually made video explanations to all of the little drop downs here that answer all these questions. You definitely do not need to do that. I can pretty much guarantee you that nobody reads it, but it is a good way for somebody who likes to do their research. They can just come to the FAQ page and they can answer a lot of their own questions. Okay, so these are just some bonus ideas that you guys might find helpful. These are not must-haves for your website, but I will say that these resources are things clients have come to me and said they really appreciated having on the website for extra value and education. So it's kind of just like little bonuses for your clients. So I have a resources tab up here, and this is where I keep my blog and my tutorials, free printables, which is great if you start creating content, if you want to do some productivity stuff, making calendars and schedules and routines and things, helping your clients with goal setting and things like that. This is a great place to put those so they can come and grab those resources if they need. Again, a lot of people find it really helpful and have expressed gratitude for that. And then I also have my link to what I was telling you guys about earlier, where you can come and consult with me about starting your professional organizing business. And also, let's just click over to the blog really quick. And here's another reason why attaching a blog to your website is a good idea. It helps to boost your SEO ranking on Google. Google crawls websites and looks for keyword phrases to help people find the information that they're looking for. A blog is just a good way for you to get those keywords in there and also to have more social proof. I do have lots of clients that ask me questions that can be very well answered with a tutorial video from my YouTube channel or from a blog post. And so in my follow-up emails, I will often include links to a lot of these posts and the video tutorials. So it's, again, like I said, it's not totally necessary when you're first starting, especially, but I would definitely consider it as you become more established in your business. Okay, that wraps up a pretty lengthy tutorial. Thank you so much for sticking around with me until the very end. And if you got value out of this, do me a favor and smash the like button. That would be very helpful to get my channel to grow and reach more amazing people just like you who are interested in starting their dream dream business. Before you leave this channel, be sure to check out the playlist called Becoming a Professional Organizer. I've got lots of videos down there to help you with other aspects of starting your business and get you feeling confident and ready to take the leap. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more content on starting your pro organizing business. All you got to do is hit that little circle icon of my face and you're in. I hope you guys have a fantastic day and I will see you in the next video. Bye.